Audio test. Audio test. There must be an audio test. Because I've been burned. I lost credibility. I dropped 2 streams with no audio. One of them had the start of audio, and it just kind of sputtered out right at the beginning. So now they all begin with an audio test. I suppose maybe I should check even again. Here, hold on. Audio test number 2. Audio test number 3. Audio test number 3. Okay, I think I'm in good shape. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller. It's Thursday. Thursday's a nice day for me. Usually it means the week is kind of winding down a little bit. It's sort of like typically the last hard work day. I've got two jobs. I've got my day job, the one that pays the bills, and then I've got this little moon mining thing that I'm doing. And I take both of these jobs seriously, but they give me different things. So this game, I'm going to demo it. On these streams, I always start with a demo, and then I get to work after that. So let's do a demo. This is the first level of the game. From far, far away. From far, 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 far away. And then, okay, that was just self-indulgent, but let's go back down here. Alright, what we got? There's a whole bunch of junk up here that I'm going to work on in this session. The pillars. And I might give myself another goal after I finish the pillars, but I don't want to say that too soon, because if I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it in a session, it eats at my willpower. It's just a thing that just drains my willpower. If I leave the session and there's some work that's not finished, it bothers me. It feels like all the unfinished things in my life are grabbing at me with their hands and threatening to pull me down, and I'll just be like, I'll just give up on everything. I'll just wander the streets. I'll have cardboard clothes then. I won't even have regular clothes. I'll just pick scraps of cardboard off the ground and use that, and birds will come live in my hair, and it's just like, it feels like everything's falling apart unless I can just get some shit done. And that is one of the psychological benefits of these little exercises. I pick something small, something that I think I can do, and at the end of it I say, yeah, I'm done with it, and it feels good. That's why I do this. That's one of the reasons why. No, it's not why I do this. It's why I do it this way. Why I do this is because I want this game to exist. I want it to be in the world. I want you to be able to play it. It's an expression of me and the things I can do. I want it to exist. Other things I've made, they're out there. And there's little reminders that come back to me 5, 10 years, 20 years later, that it was a good thing that I made, and that people liked it. And I've got articles I've written. I've got nice things I did for people. Those come back to me. I've got artwork that I made when I was in my 20s, and some niece of mine says, "Can I get that on a t-shirt?" Yeah, maybe. That's going to be some work for me to do that, but I appreciate that you asked. I appreciate that there's all these things that I've made that are just sitting around that are some little mirror of me, some little bit of me that's out in the world. And this is going to be another of them. And it's going to be maybe the biggest thing I've made that's an expression of me. I got a lot of stuff out there. It's all out there. Keeps me warm at night. All those little bits of me out there in the world. But this one will be the biggest. Alright, so let's demo. I'm not going to as laboriously go over all the details, but there's a whole bunch of story stuff that will happen in here. Different things characters will say. That dialogue's already written. And all well planned. Okay? And this is not... so if you go back to the previous session, I go over this level in a little more detail than what I will now. Because I really want to just give you what's new from yesterday. And yesterday I did not do too much. I put all these rails up, basically. Put all these rails here. The rails are good. They give it a little more concreteness, a little more detail. It makes you feel like it's more of a real place. It gives you more variety in what you see. And also the rails are there to restrict your movement a little bit. This level has a requirement that it should be death proof. It should not be possible when I'm done for the player to die any place in the level, because death is actually the first time you die. There's story events related to it. Okay, so the rails, I put them up yesterday. I did an experiment that was unsuccessful in removing some Pro Builder scripts from the rails. Knock that guy off into nothing. And here's an example of where the level is not yet death proof. I can just drop off the side and I die. Yeah, I'll show the secret area, particularly since I think I knocked Billy over there. That was that guy that I just knocked around. Billy, where'd you go, Billy? Are you over here? Did I knock you over here? I don't know. Anyways, that's the demo. Let's get to work. Pillars. Gonna finish these pillars. I do like a thing that Unity is doing, or maybe it's my it could be either my improved computer or it could be the newer version of Unity, but the amount of time it takes to get to the nice light rendering is much shorter. It used to be, I mean, it would take like 10 minutes or something like that. And that was even after I made adjustments to speed it up, and now it's quite a bit faster. Okay, so I just want to fill in the pillars. It occurs to me I might not need to fill them in all the way. I might be able to get by with just some of the more exterior ones that will end up being visible. And where is... I want to find the point where the... It's down here. It's way down here. Is that it? Now I'm lost. I gotta find where the secret exit drops you out. Okay, that's just a wall. This here should be the birth chamber where you come in. That wall is kind of in the way. I might have made it too secret. Okay, let me get into the birth chamber. Here we go. So there's the secret door. Comes out here. Okay, so this whole thing here. So I've just come out of this secret area here. The camera is going to be pointing up. What do I want to see? Okay, it won't be up real high apparently. Let me see. No, I guess it'll be a little higher. So maybe it'll look like that. Okay. So since I got to do something with all these pillars and make decisions about how far down they should extend, I think I'll design this secret area. Because the pillars can be fairly arbitrary, whereas other things about this secret area may not be so arbitrary. They may have more requirements to them. Okay. So there's a dude out here, and he's got a job. And he's way out here because in the old level that I had to totally redo, that's where he was standing at. That was weird. Okay, cool. I call him the Door Damon because he's a little bit like a background service. He basically waits for some things to happen in the level, and then when they do happen, he performs some manipulations, which, according to the rules of this universe, will cause some doorways to open or close. So he's responsible for opening and closing the doors in the level. Now, you might think, when you play this, that they're just sort of kind of magically, not magically, but there's just some script someplace that is causing the doors to open or close. There is an extra level of detail here for consistency, that it's necessary for somebody to push letter blocks to spell words. And the thing that will probably happen, let me make this easier on myself. So the thing that will probably happen is a player won't understand the rules of letter blocks until they get like 4 or 5 levels in the game. They won't understand that every single level has a secret or bonus in it, and that if you haven't found it, you should assume it's there and it's still to be discovered. So when the player realizes that every single level has got a bonus to it, I expect many of them will go and backtrack, and they'll go to the first level and they'll say, where's the bonus on this level? I made it kind of hard to find on this particular level because it's special. It's the first level. It's kind of neat. You backtrack all the way to the beginning to look for a bonus. Should be a little bit harder than usual, and the bonus that you find should be pretty cool because it's the first level. It'll be a nice moment for people if they're completionists. They say, well, I'm going to start over from the very beginning, make sure I get every one. So it'll be me welcoming them to that effort. So I tried to make a pretty good secret here. Okay, so when somebody finally comes back here and they understand the rules of how doors work, the secret they're going to get, I'm sorry I'm spoiling it, it's kind of rude, but the secret they're going to get is that even on this level where it seemed like the doors just open and close by fiat of the level designer, me, the same mechanics that they've learned for how doors open and close are observed here as well. So there'll be some little dude who works the doors following the same rules that the player learned about how doors work. And I don't know, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be a nice little moment. And it's silly because I didn't have to do it that way. It would have been pretty easy for me to just write some code that says the door opens or closes based on just some script that says open door, closed door. Instead of making it the door opens or closes in this kind of weird Rube Goldberg way. You say, I'm going to make this dude move over and push this block, and that'll cause the door to open or close. Okay, so the thing that I need to do is go back to a past recording and look at the layout that I had in the first level. Because if I recreate it, then I don't have to write new code that takes into account new coordinates and stuff. That guy already has some code that'll make him push the blocks around. So if I get the layout the same as it was before, I will not have to I will not have to rewrite that code. Okay, so let me see if I can just get to the point where he is. Is it right here? I think it is. I'm going to full screen my own video just because in my theory is that YouTube is less likely to flag the video I'm recording now, which contains another video inside of it, as a problem. Also, it looks cooler when it's full screen, so yeah, okay. So I'm kind of seeing it now. Let's hit play.
Explore all the possibilities of dialogue in order for it to do it. So that's why I went through the secret.
Muting myself because I don't need everyone to hear me double talking. Looks like I went past the point where she sees the layout for the first time. Okay. So here's how it goes. I look at the screen, I know just from memory that this guy, the door daemon, will be positioned so that he can break the apple block first. So I should spell the word apple with blocks so that the second P is just south of him. That's his starting position. Where he's at now correlates to the square that my mouse pointer is circling around. And then I can come over and I can stick win to the left of apple and it'll all be good. Okay, so back over here. And okay, so what is this? It is APPLE. Second P, then L and E. So APPLE. Okay, now here, space and then when. Okay. Let's get some letters down. Alright, let's set these guys. Also, I think I never want to see the Text Mesh Pro gizmos. Does that turn it off? That would have been nice if it did, but apparently not. Oh, there we go. What's this thing at the top? That's fine. Alright. There, that's a lot nicer to look at. Get some blocks down there. Delete that. And stick the blocks right on top. And let's see. Just get them all in a row. Oops, that didn't seem right. Pro Builder is, I don't know, when you get a bunch of game objects that are close to each other, it's a little bit unsatisfying as far as selecting the object you actually want. So it cycles through every object it thinks might be the one you want, and sometimes the object you want is not even in that cycle, and sometimes it picks like the child object of the object you want. I don't like stuff like that. Okay. I have no idea why it doesn't just directly pick the thing I'm clicking on. Alright, so see, it picked a game object which is not even under my cursor, so I got a small beef with Pro Builder there. Let me just do all the other ones. Maybe I should. Okay, that's bad. I'm clicking on directly on the thing I want, and it's just cycling through every other possible thing. It's like asking a waiter for a bowl of soup, and then he's like, cantaloupe? No, bowl of soup, please. Tomato soup. Okay. That was terrible. Okay. P. Let me try it in this mode. Is that better? In worst case, I can just go over to the hierarchy. Okay, that's P. Okay, this might be A. Cool. Okay, so now that 5 blocks exist that spell the word apple, the rules of the universe are that any letter gate that has the same word or the same combination of letters will be closed. So this gate, the apple gate, I should show Christina this gate sometime, the apple gate. It will be closed when I play the level. It'll be closed because somewhere in this level there exists blocks that have the same combination of letters. That's the rules of the universe. Win. Win will also be closed, and that's tied to the arena, which is off over there. So this guy's job is just to open 2 doors in this level. The apple gate and the win gate. Put a nice little border around him. It's just maddening. I don't get it. Like, it's just selecting every friggin' object. I don't get it. Everyone but the one I want that I'm clicking on. I don't remember it doing it this bad before. Is it just that I've got so many objects next to each other? Maybe I'll get closer? Okay. That seems to help. Hmm. I tend to not use the thin pattern of wall for this repeating pattern here. I'm trying to make peace with it. It's the one that's automatically assigned by my strata decorator. I think it's okay. It looks a little weird, but it's fine. Okay. So if I want his thing to be connected and not just float in the air, I need to add some stuff. I think it will be pillars. Do I want 1 by 8? That's a good height. I don't think there's any vantage point where you could see that these are disconnected, but I'll know. I'll know. Even if nobody else knows, I'll know. So let me just do the job all the way to completion. I just wonder, is there a way to make these stupid gigantic icons smaller? There probably is. There is. Okay. That's a major improvement right there. So all these things that I should be doing to optimize like how long everything takes, because I'm gonna have to continuously repeat these same things again and again. Yeah. Okay, so this little secret path, I need to fill that out. Ah, this is so much better. I should have done this earlier. I'll make it even smaller. Yeah. Fuck yeah. This should give the player a tour of what this dude is up to. I think I'll make this one a little bit nicer than the last one too. I'll let you kind of walk further out than I did before. Okay. I just feel like being generous here. What if I make this path go way out over here? Is that a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think I think it won't be boring because the player can just fling. It's not that hard. Yeah, I got this little crack here. Just seems like it would be fun to have the player just go right through it. Yeah, it's starting to get ridiculous now. So I keep seeing like one other place that might be fun for the player to go to, and I'm just letting that path continue. Okay, I need stairs 1. Alright, is it going to be too much to put something way down here? Is it just going to be like, what the hell for? 'Cause it's only going to be like one of those little bonus boxes. I know one thing I could do. So there's this viewpoint up here which is accessible pretty easily to the player, and I could have them spot the bonus from that vantage point and just tease them a little bit, like, okay, if you want that, it's just right there, just go get it. Could do that. That seems kind of fun. Let me do that. Maybe that'll give them a greater satisfaction when they actually finally get to it. Let me predict what that view is going to look like. Players here. That's about what it would look like. How far over do I want it to come? Do I want it to be here? It's a lot of whiteness. I don't really care for that. Let me put it out like that. Alright. So then let's throw the bonus up there. Boy, that is pretty crazy. I will have a lot of rails to put down. Let me not put them all down, but I'll put the corners so that I have catch points so I can test out the path. Flinging be much faster than walking over that long expanse. Okay. I know one thing I really should do. I should make something like click on this object, and then in the inspector some kind of command that says just extend the rail off in the direction that you want it to go, and have it just fill it in all automatically. That would save me a lot of time. Okay. I could try that out. Let's save it. I just want to, before I add in all the details, I want to make sure the basic camera views and flow of everything is correct. Okay. Also, I think my door should be closed. Let me double check that. It is. Oops. What? Hold on. Some of them are closed. Not all of them. There is kind of an issue that I can't see the words on the door. It looks like okay, so there's some bug there. Oh, it looks like this middle one's messed up. Is that the case? I don't know about that. So A and P, those worked. this one here, this P did not work. So annoying. Okay, so a number of issues. I'll just kind of work through them. First one is I think I want like a landing up here that lets me step back a distance from the door so I can actually see the letter on it. And let's go like that. Okay, let me try that again. Yeah, I could read that. I could also make it go out a little bit further. I think I will. I'll make it go out one further. Just so you can read that it says Apple. Nope, nope, keep clicking, keep clicking. So annoying. There we go. The current broken state of the door will let me go through though, which is actually helpful for testing the other part. So I won't fix the door just yet. Alright, that's pretty clear. Come through here. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So the ceiling is lower here. It'll come out here and then it'll come out because the ceiling's not as low. Come out this way. This dude will say his thing. This is better. I can kind of walk around him. It's better than the first version I had. It's much easier to see what's going on. See, I do need to make those pillars go all the way up. You can actually see the top. There it is. The bonus. Okay, so if I just came out and all I did was flame, it would be... Okay. Just to make this look a little nicer, get an arch in there. Yeah. That looks better. So yeah, that looks less junky. Although this underside, is that gonna bug me? Oh, I mean, that's kind of cool, actually. It's too bad nobody will ever see it, because it's the underside. Camera view never goes down there. Huh. Anyway, I'll let it be, though. I think it'll look good. So if I go like this, that's the camera view. Come down here, can't see anything. Down here, come over here. Maybe you can see the underside. Not sure if the glimpse of it looks good, of that floor pattern on the underside. Well, I'll look at it again when I do a playthrough. Okay, so coming out here, to have these pillars be grounded. There's a certain amount of design that just comes from implied requirements. So if I put a pillar someplace I want poking out up above, it seems like in order for it to exist in this world realistically, that it needs to be grounded in something. Like it can't just float in the air without raising other questions or looking unsatisfying. So I better put something to ground it. Don't have to worry too much about the snapping here. Because this is not like an area that the player interacts with. Some of these I will leave hanging because I just don't think there's any place you can see them. So if I'm wrong about that, I'll see it on the playthrough. extend that so that my pillars have something to hook on to. It might be kind of fun to just have this one stick up a little bit more. So I'll go okay. Don't really like having this down here, which is a floor. I think maybe what I'll do, could just make that all floor, but drag it up to the same level. There's like a design rule that I have, which is if I ever show the floor surface, that should be a reachable area. And that rule goes way back to a game I made called Drod, where I thought it would be cute to tease the player and show an area of the level that seemed like it would be reachable, but it's not actually. People tried too hard to get to it. So I could just have a little patio come out here. It would have to be railed. Just walk out here. Oh, I made it go out too far. Now I'm thinking maybe that's not the right way to go. I could also just change this into a wall. There. Now I am starting to feel pretty strongly about making that rail generator that I talked about. Oh, I just found a problem with the prefab. It's got one bad texture there, so let's fix that. So I don't want to do a whole bunch of repetitive tasks, and definitely definitely dropping all those rails down, several hundred of them, is a repetitive task. So the idea is, in the inspector, I'd have some button or something, or checkbox I push. It just says extend rails, and then it would just go all the way down until it reached a spot that seemed like it should stop. It might take a little while to code, but it would save me hundreds of hours. At least tens of hours, if not hundreds. Okay. So that seems alright. Could end up putting a lot more rails down, but like I said, I want to automatically generate that. Okay, so these pillars are going off the edge a little bit. This is what I mean by implied design. Or implied requirements. So I need something to support those. So I have to make a slightly more complex level. So that should be pretty good. Now if I'm up top, what looks ugly? Don't have to fill everything in. So this is the viewpoint. Coming over here. Doesn't look too fakey. That looks a little fakey. It's kind of nice that now there's something down underneath when I look through the floor there. I guess that's another hint to the player that they should be able to get down there. I also like that the places that are visible, where the secret areas are visible, they're nowhere near the place where you need to go to get to that level, that area of the level. So if you come hunting around up here, just because you saw something underneath, you won't find any way to get there. And these pillars might be a bit of a red herring because you can see gaps in between them. Almost looks like you ought to be able to get down through here, so maybe that's good. Over here is the other place where you should be able to see a bonus, kind of tantalizing you. Oh, I think I saw one thing back here I wanted to change. What was it? Oh yeah. So this should not be a corner piece. It should be an edge piece. Okay, now I want to fix that stupid gate. Because I did the pillars. Okay. So let me do one more walkthrough, playthrough, I guess, to see what the pillars look like. I'll be looking for holes, things that look like the pillars aren't real, like they're just floating in the air. Oh yeah. I can't see the underside there. Here I can see the underside, but it's just not that big a deal. Is there some Z fighting there? Is that Z fighting? Okay. Oh, cannot have that. I need to cover that up. So off to the east, I can see too much. I can see the little Damon guy underneath there. Pillars are not going all the way to the top. So a lot of these things I need to write down so I can come back to them. Otherwise I'm going to lose track. Or I'll have to do a whole bunch of playthroughs. Oh, come on. Okay. Z fight on the arch, underside. Can see wind and apple. One of Damon pillars doesn't extend from top floor. Okay, what else? Yeah, I see some that are not extending to the ground. The question is, do I want to just kind of pick them off? The ones that I can definitely see are look like they're floating, or do I want to just universally have them all go down to the ground? I count maybe like 4 or 5. Yeah, there's so many that are floating. I think the best thing is just to make them all go down to the ground. It's actually a fair amount of work. Do like the weird pillar coming up. Yeah, I just make every pillar go to the ground. And I can use a little trick too, to make it go faster. But what about this part here? It might be that I just want to seal off the west end of that little room that the daemon's inside of. Another approach could be to just extend the arena further. That's actually not bad, to just extend the arena, because then you just got a larger, more interesting area to fiddle around inside of. I think that's the way to do it. Okay, that's a whole bunch of changes. Let's make them. Start with the arena. Let's see what that looks like. Just want to know if I covered up that area sufficiently so I can get rid of this. So I do see the little letter block peeking through down there. Let me just drag some of these down. Oh. Whenever I delete faces, I always have problems like this. So I optimized by removing the bottom, but that makes it so I can't easily do the thing I want to do. Nope. This is really going to be too much work, but I just want to try it one time to see if the idea is good or not, and if it is good, then I can figure out a way to do it more efficiently. Okay, let's see what happens. It's not gonna look good. It's gonna be all stretched out. I don't see any way to look good, even if I fix the texturing. So I'll go with a different approach. I'm kind of inclined not to use all pillars all the way to the ground. I got a different idea. I think it'll be much more efficient and much more performant. Just fill it in with blocks. Alright, this is probably a level of detail that will never be seen. Alright, let me come back up here. That's pretty good. Now this over here is looking junky, so let's fix that. These ones, yeah, I might take them all the way down, because I feel like they're going to look cool. Two by 8, I should do it. Trying to make it look a little more realistic, like it could support a lot of weight, so I drag it down. That's a lot of changes. Most of them not visible. I'll stick a few rails down here just so I can kind of fine-tune this area a bit. But I do want to make the auto generation of rails, so I might do that in tomorrow's session. That wouldn't be bad. Unless I have to do a bunch of stuff at work that makes me tired and not want to do it. Then I might do more modeling, because modeling is pretty easy. Modeling is sort of like a chill task. Okay, how many more floating pillars do I have? There's got to be some. Yeah, there's some over here. Okay, so for these, what do I want to do with them? That's pretty good. That's not bad. Okay. Pillars, some more over here. Okay, what's this? I don't like to have this floor here. It's not reachable. So let's stick a wall on top of it. So if you see one of these floor spots in here, any place in the game, you should be able to get to it, even if it's like way far away. It's a little bit like in Portal 2, or maybe Portal 1 also. If you saw a spot someplace that was the right color, you knew it just, it was like one of those squares that you know, you could draw a portal on or make a portal on, and you knew it just wasn't decoration, it was there for you to actually get to it. or to, you know, use it to make a portal on. So same with this stuff. If you see it, it's reachable. Now, I didn't use strata and all these blocks down here, which bugs me a little bit, but I might just replace the texture on all of these blocks so it's not wall. It could be just like one single texture that's not wall. Alright, so now is it what? Okay, let me come down here and look for Z fighting. Could just get rid of these. And take this. Whoops, I deleted too much. Come on, don't lose my undo. Sometimes Pro Builder takes a very long time to undo. Oh, good. Okay. I'll just do one of these at a time. Cool. Cool. So might as well get rid of that one too. Dude, since I'm being optimal, usually I don't worry about removing these hidden surfaces, but in for a pound, in for a penny, in for a pound. Okay. Ah. That should fix the Z fighting there, because this surface here will no longer be right up against another surface. Okay. Now, I can also fix the underside by just removing this script here, which is doing the automatic decoration or automatic application of a material to the surface. Then I can just sort of manually add the texture instead of letting the decorator do it. And that will allow me to have it set to the more consistent wall texture. That one. Okay. That looks better. Okay, what else was on my list? Yeah, I got all these. Okay, save all that. I can't believe I did all that work and I didn't save. Okay, now it's saved. I'm going to take one more look at it, and I think that's going to be it. Unless there's something just really bothersome to me. So let us see it again with the playthrough. I lost my light mapping. It's like whenever you make a change to the scene, it starts recalculating the light map again, and so that's why it's all light blue colored. After the light mapping finishes, I think I'm using the right term, then it has a nicer kind of darkened look. Okay, let's check for Z fighting. No Z fight. Wow. I don't know about that. I mean, it's not a big enough thing that I'm gonna spend hours fixing it. I suspect it's post-processing related. I should double check that there isn't like an extra like duplicate game object there or something. I mean, I've got all these, yeah, see, it's, that's kind of strange. I've got all these shaders and post-processing effects. It's sometimes those, or it might be Z fighting with two game objects with some surfaces that are shared in the same spot. Okay, I see some materials that aren't set correctly on the rails. I can fix that in the prefab. Looks pretty good. No floaters. Yeah, there's one, but it's not bad. Okay, so when I get down here to do the arena, I'll want to, I think, just give the edges of the arena some nice big walls, high walls, and that should fix this problem down here where you can see the secret area again. Kind of curious where'd that guy go? Ah, way over here. Okay, I think that's almost it. I'm just going to do a few things while I still remember them. And that's going to be it. I won't even replay the test. I'm going to just double check this stuff over here. What's up? Are you Z-fighting on me, or is it just something else? No, I don't see anything. I will, just to see if I can get rid of it, I'll delete this hidden surface here. And what the heck, let's delete this one too. And put it back in. Okay, and another thing I saw was these guys. Just gonna fix them. Oh, you're going crazy with the text. Simple metal. Pro builder default. That's not what I want. I want simple metal. Okay, that should fix that. Other side looks fine. Alright, and then I'm just mildly curious. Did I fix that Z-fighting thing? If it was Z-fighting. I'm starting to doubt it was Z-fighting. Let me check. That won't take too long. It's still there. So weird. So, but why this one? Okay, so it's right after the dark band. I'm just really curious why it's doing that. It's this one here. There's nothing. There's nothing. Oh, I got it. 3.968. I'm telling you, the snapping thing, it's such bullshit. If it would snap when it places, then I'd be in business. Okay, watch this. Play. It's going to be the end of that little effect. It was Z fighting. I'll confirm it in just a moment, but I'm 90% sure. Yeah. That was it. So because fucking snapping doesn't work on placement, I have to diagnose these stupid Z fighting errors as they come up. At least I know what to check for next time. Alright, so that's it. That's a session. I was mildly victorious. No, I did what I said I was going to do, and that's important to me. I got some pillars done. Let me save that. Let me save it. Did I already save it? Let me save it again. Okay. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream. Stopping the stream.